Good day, participants. I am Dr. S. Indra, Assistant Professor of Commerce from Government Arts and Science College, Thiruvanenallur. It's my pleasure to be connected with you in online. Before getting into the theme of workshop, I wish to thank the management of Immaculate College of Sangarapuram for giving me this opportunity. Their effort in catering the educational need of rural students are highly appreciable. Similarly, I have admired the dedication, commitment and sincerity of the Faculty of Commerce Department for their involvement in looking after the welfare of students. Thank you, sister and faculty members of Commerce Department for your invaluable service to students community. As we all know, the unidentifiable virus has made us to remain indoor. We should remember that the shutter is for the door and not for the thirst of learning. Lockdown is a phase which we have never come across in our lifetime. The daily activities of people and businessmen and businesses, the source of our livelihood, has come to stand still. As a commerce students and as a common man, we have to understand the impact caused by coronavirus on various business entities. I welcome you all for this e-workshop. Before getting into the topic, first let us understand what are all the various sectors in Indian economy. The Indian economy has been classified into three sectors, namely primary, secondary and tertiary. Primary sector includes agriculture, livestock, fishery, forestry and all other allied agricultural activities. Secondary sector, it is known as industrial sector. It includes all industrial activities, construction, textile, iron and steel industry, automobile industries, machineries, manufacturing of machineries industries, manufacturing and all industrial activities. And the tertiary sector is also known as service sector, and it includes all the service oriented activities like information technology, communication, hotels, transport, tourism, finance and all its allied activities. So with this base understanding, let us have a look at the contribution made by these three sectors in GDP, because the contribution made towards GDP helps the participants to understand and to realize the importance of each and every sector. If you take the case of the agriculture sector, in the year 1950 to 51, it has contributed to 51.81% of GDP, whereas the same sector contribution is 15.87% in 2018-19, which has deeply decreased. It means the number of people taking up agriculture as a livelihood has been decreasing year by year. So this is the thing we have to understand by looking at the contribution made by agriculture sector. And if you take the case of secondary, okay, that is the industrial sector, in 1950 to 51, its contribution is 14.16%, whereas in 2018-19, this sector has contributed to 29.73%. It means the contribution of secondary sector has almost got doubled from 1950 to 2018. And the service sector, Nowadays, this is the greatest, the largest contributor of our GDP. Okay, in 1950-51, its contribution was around 33.2. It was around 33 percentage, and whereas in 2018-19, it was 54 percentage. So, if you look at the entire pyramid, okay, service sector makes the largest contribution in today's year. So this is a description I have given, and just I have explained the contribution made by all these three sectors. So what we can interpret through this table is that, okay, the corona lockdown, it has affected almost all the sectors, okay, and the sector which has got escaped to some extent is the agriculture, because this is the primary sector and without food we cannot live. So to some extent this lockdown has given relaxation to this agriculture sector. But even then, if you watch TV, we can see, or in media, okay, we can see large number of farmers are throwing away their produce since they don't find market. The means of transportation is stopped, and they don't know how to take their produce to the market. So this is the largest difficulty that is being faced in the agriculture sector due to this lockdown. And the second sector, industrial sector, almost all the industrial units and almost all the business entities related to the manufacturing industry has been shut down. Okay, so there is a complete lock in industrial sector. And if you take the third sector, okay, that is the service sector, since those area which depends upon the computer and internet, okay, which depends upon the information technology, to some extent it's surviving. Other than that, if you take the other area like tourism, transportation, all this has come to a standstill. So with this introduction, okay, with this introduction and regarding the contribution made by these three sectors, let us understand the number of workers, okay, being employed in this three sector. This is the data available during 2017-18. If you look at the agriculture sector, only 48.96 percentage, okay, 48.9 percentage of the people are depending upon the agriculture. This is the information we received today. But in 2020, almost many people have left over agriculture due to lack of rainfall, and since they can't carry out the farming, and since they don't find the market for their agriculture produce, and their agriculture produce fails to fetch the enough prices, all these factors has really pushed down the agriculture, and the number of people depending upon agriculture for their livelihood has also come down. So as of 2017-18 figure, 48.96 million, 48.9 percentage of the people depends upon the agriculture, and in industry 24.3 percentage of workers are employed there, and in service sector only 26.9 percentage of the people are employed in this sector. That is, you have to understand that the service sector is fully it's fully professional oriented sector. Unlike agriculture, this service sector should have a degree knowledge rather than the skill. So the number of people or the number of workers working in this service sector is less, but on the other hand, the contribution it makes to GDP is higher. Whereas the number of people employed in agriculture is high, whereas its contribution to GDP is very less. So this is the fact we have to understand here. And the other, so with this viewpoint in mind, let us take a look at, okay, we are studying about these three sectors, and we are talking about the business. So what relationship exists between these three sectors and business means, okay, there is no such, there is no hard and fast relationship there. In all the three sectors, okay, all the three sectors has the capacity of turning into a business entity. Okay, do you know, as we know, what is business? Any objective oriented activity on regular basis with the purpose of earning profit, we call it as business. Okay, so all these three sectoral activities can be turned up as business. Even if there is a issue in us that whether agriculture is a business, whether agriculture can be considered as a business or not. Okay, but I tell you that agriculture, once if the produce is for self consumption, we cannot call it as business. But once the farmers start selling their produce with the purpose of earning profit, then surely it has to be categorized as business. So, and the other very good example is agro based industries. Okay, so we can nowadays we are considering agro based industry, which is a fast growing which is a fast exploring field. Okay, the agriculture takes a dimension of new avatar. It takes a new dimension, new avatar in terms of industries. So agro-based industry has a wide scope in today's field. Okay, so once when the agriculture turns to be on the industrial side, we can even call agriculture as the business. So all these three sectors, okay, whether it is agriculture or whether it is industry or it is service, okay, any activity which aims at making profit, we call it as business. And so that's the relationship. As you know, the types of business entities. Okay, so I know every commerce student will know what are the types of business entities that exist here. Usually the major classifications are sole proprietorship, partnership, joint stock company and cooperative, and within which there are many sub classifications of business entities, and depending upon the nature or depending upon the various nomenclature, we go for classifying the business into different forms. Okay, so these are the four major classification of business entities. So now, with this few basic understanding of the sectors and the business, let us see what impact this corona lockdown has created on various business entities. Okay, so let us discuss its impact one by one. In this, the first sector which I wish to discuss is the impact, okay, created by lockdown on small business employer or employees. Usually here small business employer or employee, by the word small business employer, I refer to a self-employed businessman. Okay, and what the employees working here are doing with. So let me go to with the real incidents. Okay, if you take a person, okay, he is from Coimbatore and he is a owner of a late shop in Tamil Nadu. Okay, Coimbatore is in Tamil Nadu, so he is a owner of a late shop and he has got experience for more than 20 years. Okay, and 4 employees are working under him. So his business goes on well, and this lockdown, what impact does it created on him means, it turned this person as a vegetable vendor. Even as a owner of the late shop, we can't say that he is having sufficient money to face the 2 to 3 months lockdown. Okay, if it's for some 1 month means they can able to manage with their savings. But Since this lockdown is lasting for more than 2 months, this people, okay, this the owner of this small late shop, he is left with no other option rather than to turn as a vegetable vendor. So usually by 4 a.m. he get up, goes to the nearby market, buy the fruits and vegetables, and he goes street by street and sell the vegetable. So this is a one example I wish to give as regarding the status of the self-employed people. And the same thing, okay, if it is from the employer point of view, you take the case of employees, okay. He is an employer, sorry, he is an employee. He is working in a power loom factory, and he got experience for more than 10 years, okay. And this corona impact, okay, during this corona lockdown, he can able to manage with his savings for few days. And once when this lockdown continues even after May 4, he has no other option. And even before that, all his savings got exhausted. And what he has to, and what he will do, just again he took up the avatar as fruit vendor. And he sells similarly. He goes to the market, purchase the fruits, and started selling in the streets. Okay, started selling door by door. So he says that I mean, to some extent, with the selling money I receive, I can able to manage my livelihood. So this is the status of the self-employed employer and the employee who are working in a very small concern. So the impact created by this corona lockdown, it has turned the small business people and the employee as a vegetable vendor. So this is the impact created on them. And if you take the case of others, they are just sitting idly at home, looking at the surroundings, or just by watching TV. So there are few other persons who can able to manage with their saved money. So there are few people who are making initiative like this, okay, in order to overcome the in order to not let the financial crisis to enter into their life. So this is the impact. And next, let us look at the impact created on unorganized workers. Okay, if they are organized workers, means to some extent their union, association, to some extent they are helping them. But if you take the case of unorganized workers, okay, just who work for daily wages, okay, wherever the job they find about, they will go, they will work, they will earn, and they will spend on the same day. So we can call even them as the guest workers or the guest laborers. Okay, the government record says that around 3.1 lakh guest workers are there in Tamil Nadu, in working in various sectors, okay, like construction, knitting company, like they are working in and around Tirupur, Coimbatore, and in many southern districts. And but the trade union, but the union, it claims that the figure is not just 3.91 lakh, it's around 30 lakh guest workers, okay. And even from the other states also, you can find number of workers working in Tamil Nadu. For example, if you take the case of Tirupur, many employees from Bihar and from the northern states, they come here and they settle themselves along with the family, and they are working here. Since they can able to more here, they can able to earn more here compared to with their state. Many employees are making a switch over from their native to Tamil Nadu. So these people comes under the organized workers, okay. If you take the case of these unorganized workers, this corona lockdown has created a very high impact on them, okay. Their life, they turned their life to be more miserable. If you take in the previous slide, we talked about the self-employed owner, no. The self-employed owner, if they can able to manage with the savings for 1 month, these people, they can, their savings will be just for a week or for few days. Okay, so they are the worst affected people, and they are struggling a lot for bread and butter. Even the employer who provided them the job opportunities, no, after, since this lockdown is continuing for more than 40 days, they left them in the street without providing them any money.